Happy New Year again. We're here. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new month. It's a brand new week. It's a brand new day, right? Hey, I want to introduce to you our theme for 2023. Each year we have a theme that we sort of cycle around each Sunday as we talk through the months. And if you can just back up one slide, Mohini, to the... so January, our theme is going to be Root and Reboot. And it's kind of traditional in Centers for Spiritual Living communities to sort of take the month of January and kind of look at some of the basic principles of science of mind, remind ourselves what are the basic concepts that we are all cycling around here. And the theme for 2023 is going to be living out loud. Right? That sounds like a good one. And the thing I'm going to be cycling around all year long is inviting all of us to choose what is the quality, what is the purpose, what is the vision that we are really seeking to claim that we are willing to live out loud in the world, right? Because I think that what the world needs more than anything is people who are willing to live with passion, live with purpose, live with vision, choose a quality, choose a way of being that you want to commit to this year and live in the question of what does it mean to live this out loud? Right? So hopefully this year is going to be a year of expansion for all of us. Let's call that in, shall we? Yeah. Hey, let's begin by taking a couple deep breaths. So if you will, exhale first. Take a deep breath in. And let go. Another deep breath in. And let go. One more deep breath. Breathe in. And let go. Thank you. And so I'm just going to talk to you for a few minutes this morning before we dive into a little bit of a ritual practice to start off the year. And, Science of Mind is Centers for Spiritual Living is part of the New Thought movement, which really began in the mid-1800s. And the thing that I want us all to remember is that the New Thought movement was founded by people with names like Phineas Parkhurst Quimby and Emma Curtis Hopkins. They all have great three-name names. It's kind of a thing that happened back then. But really, the thing that the forefathers of Ernest Holmes, the foremothers of Ernest Holmes, the conclusions that they came to was that they witnessed that the human mind has the power to heal. And that it was through spontaneous physical healing in meditative states, under hypnotic states, in group states of collective consciousness. It was through the spontaneous physical healings that the founders of the New Thought movement came to these ideas that our minds have the ability to impact reality, right? And this idea emerged that God, that spirit, that consciousness are all synonyms for each other. They all mean the same thing. And that when I say God, I'm not talking about some person in the sky or something outside of myself. When I say God, I'm speaking about a concept that is all-inclusive of everything that exists. All of reality, all of time, all of evolution, everyone, everything. And in my own contemplation of this idea, one of the things that I've come to is that I no longer use the word God in my own mind as a noun. Yes. I think of God as a verb. Yes. God is something that we are. It is something that we do. It is a process that is evolving, emerging through each one of us. And so when we talk about spirit, when we talk about consciousness, when we talk about God in this place, what we're really talking about is the activity of what is looking through your eyes. What is it that is being filtered through your mind and created in the world through you? That this V up above me is the Science of Mind symbol. It references what we like to call the creative process. Up at the very, very top is infinite possibility. At the opening of the V is all consciousness. It is a place where all of the patterns of all that is exist in abstract. Then in the center section, in between those two lines, is what we call the creative soil or the law. This is what I think of as our collective subconscious or unconscious. It's the place where that divine mind, that all possibility, starts to filter through our collective consciousness. It starts to filter through our individual consciousness, our beliefs, all that we think about ourselves in the world. And then eventually it pinpoints, it manifests, it becomes something real at the point at the bottom. Right? And so that each one of us is this process of taking all possibility, funneling it through our beliefs, our perspectives, our mind, our thoughts, all that comes through us, and then through our choices, it ends up in the world. Right? And so spirit is an activity. It is a process. It is the energy of evolution that is moving through us all the time. And so, one of the things that I want to anchor us in this year is the power of our collective consciousness, is the power of our ability to focus and choose. And one of the things that I see is that science of mind and religious science and Centers for Spiritual Living, by multiple changing names over the last 150 years, has often been really focused on the power of our individual consciousness to create. Right? And the new thought of like the 70s and 80s was like, manifest your red car and your palace and your prince and your parking place or your princess or whatever it is that you're looking for. You could make it happen. Yes, And things like The Secret came out. And like a lot of these ideas kind of wove themselves into the sort of collective mind of our common culture, right? And the thing that I think is the evolution of this philosophy that I see in the field of new thought around us is to shift from this idea that I have creative power to this idea that we collectively have creative power, right? And if you look at the world around us, all of the things that are manifesting, evolving, and creating around us, for good or for bad, are the result of our collective choices, the result of our collective consciousness, the result of our history, the result of all of the things that we are carrying and in our collective mind that we are all holding together. And those basic experiences and beliefs, they manifest in our world. I love Joaquin. And so one of the things that I believe is that when we come together as a group of people, when we focus on the same thing at the same time, something more becomes available. That when a group of individuals focus on an idea, suddenly that thing can happen faster. It can happen sooner. It can be more believable. Just think about how movements happen in the world. When there's a critical mass of individuals who come together around an idea, we can see things move, right? And in Lynn McTaggart's work with the Power of Eight and the Intention Experiment, many of us have read a lot of that work and seen that groups of individuals can come together and heal each other. That groups of individuals can come together and make great changes in the world. And so I want to start creating more opportunities for this community to experience the power of our collective consciousness, to rally around each other for the purpose of healing, and to hold each other in this activity of God, which is to see each other healed, to see each other's wholeness, to see a vision of a world that works, and to hold it in our minds, in our dreams, in our prayers, in our spiritual practices, and to see what happens when, as Margaret Mead would say, a small group of committed individuals can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has, right? And what I see is a relatively small group of committed individuals who could potentially change the world. So this is the business I think we're about. Why don't we try doing it, right? And so I want to start this year in a ritual of prayer. And so I first want to take a moment and have each person just think about this idea of living out loud. What is on your heart? What's been calling you from either within yourself or from the world? Is there a quality? Is there an action? Is there a belief that you are willing to claim that you want to live out loud in the world in 2023? And just take a moment and think about what that might be for you. And in the silence of your own mind, just maybe set an intention for 2023. What is it that you're willing to live out